Okay, hi everyone. I'm Kristen. I am the curator and art director for the Museum of Dead Words, and this is Epitaphs. And we are going to be reflecting on this week and Clara Aden through the creation of a memoryscape. And a memoryscape is an artwork that I make. It's a combination of people and places and memories. And we're going to learn what all of that is over the next 11 weeks because I'm going to be making one piece over the next 11 weeks of the show. And so let's just go ahead and jump right in. And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I make these in Photoshop. And so I'm going to go ahead and start going. Let's see. Here we go. Make sure everyone can see this. All right, cool. Let's go. All right, so first, what I like to do is I begin these pieces. Let me go back up here. All right, this is my first ever live stream, so also, please be patient with me because I'm still learning how all this works. But all right, let's get a full screen here. Okay, so I begin these pieces by making colors using dates. And so let's see. What I'm going to start with is Clara's birthday, which if you missed her interview, she and Dialect had a interview and an artist talk on Thursday, and all of that stuff is going to be on our website, which should be where you're watching from, the Museum of Dead Words. And yeah, you can go back and check out her interview where she talks about her work, and this is where a lot of this information is coming from. And so I like to start these pieces by first creating colors. And so I am going to plug in her birth date, which is October 8th, 1975. And you can see I kind of started this already. So I'm going to just do these in a couple different ways. And so how this works is this is CMYK, cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. And so what happens is I tell the program that I want, using the numbers that come from the date, I want cyan to be 10% of the color. Magenta is going to be 75% of the color, which comes from the year 1975. I want yellow to be 8% of the color, and then I'm going to leave black 0 for this one because it always gets a little dark when I put the year there. And so we're going to just go, I'm going to go ahead and do a couple of these. Also, please feel free to put some questions in the chat as I'm going because I tend to get ahead of myself. I've been doing this process for about, let's see, like 6 years or so. And so it's really evolved over time just through like combining a bunch of layers in Photoshop. And so please put some questions in the chat. You can comment on YouTube or Twitch and I'll see it from my end. So yeah, put some questions in the chat. I'd love to talk with you guys and like interact with y'all. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'll try to keep an eye on that, okay? But I'm going to go ahead and make a couple colors and do these in a couple of different ways. So we're going to go October 8th, 1975. Again, that's combining all of those into this to create a color. And so let me go in here, do a couple of these. I mean, that's a nice, but that's not weird. All right. And then let's also do the date of the interview, which was the 10th. All right. And let's go September 10th, 2020. All right, and you'll see how these come in later. I'm just going to build up some assets right now, and then we can go back around. And if I need more later, if I decide I want more colors, I can go back. Okay, so next what I'm going to do is, let's get rid of these so that you can see what I've done. This is Clara, and I love the vibrant colors in her outfit also, so those will be good to come in. But I'm gonna now start distorting the image. And so what I do is I'm gonna distort the image in a couple different ways. One thing I really like to do, which I've done already just for the sake of time and like making sure everything goes well, is I'll gather topographic screenshots from topographic location. And so I went in and plugged in where Clara lives in Nigeria and grabbed a couple of screen grabs, because that is going to give me some really good texture. Let me open that other so that you can see everything. All right. Yeah, so these are some things you'll probably start to see come in. And I'm going to go ahead and let me make this. Here's another thing I like to do is bring these down. I'll use birth dates for this too. And so I'm gonna oh, it doesn't let me do that. All right, let me go pixels. $10, $8, that's our birthday. Okay, and then let's go 75. Okay, so now what we have are more colors here. I'm going to screenshot this, save that for later too. That's going to come in. Okay. All right, so let's go back and all right, let me start distorting this guy. Not this guy, this image. And so these numbers that I'm going to put in here come from the geographic location. And I've went ahead and grabbed those two. You can't see that, but these numbers are coming from the geographic location of where Clara lives. And so I'm going to displace this, and it's going to ask me what I want to displace it with. I like this. Let's see. I like this grid. Let's do like that. Okay, cool. So then what I'm going to do, sometimes I'll go back in and do these a couple times just so I have an option. So let me go back. Distort displays. And grab another image. Actually, let's grab one of her art pieces. So I'm going to also use her artwork as a texture. And she made this piece using, I don't know if you can see this. Let me pull this in so that you guys can see some of her artwork too, which she talked about again. She talked about all these pieces in her interview with Dialect, but this piece she made, let me get full screen. This piece she made using the words in the museum. And so I really like that as a texture. And so I'm going to pull that in to this to distort it using that, a piece of that image. Okay. And so let's see. Oh, cool. Sick. Okay. So now I'm going to bring these over into the colors that I made. And the resolution doesn't matter so much right now. I'm just going to pull these in so I can get a base going. Okay. And another thing that I do next, I'm going to pull in this grid that represents month, and day. And so I'm going to pull this above. I have too many things open now. All right, bear with me, guys. I'm going to pull this as a layer over top. And I'm going to show you what I do with this too. All right, this is really fun. I hope that you guys are following. Again, put some comments. Give me some comments. If I get too far ahead, let me know what's up, okay? All right, so this grid represents month and day. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to begin to interweave these pixels. And now I'm going to bring in that other pixelated image, because this is going to give me good colors too. Okay, so I'm going to bring that in over here as another layer. We're going to pull it down. I think I might need to pause and let my family know I'm on, because they wanted to watch me too. Thank you guys for being here. I don't know who's here. Some of you might be watching this after I'm live. Let's see. Sorry, I'm texting right now. I know this is really bad. Okay. Thanks, guys. Okay, so what I'm going to do is distort using this grid. And so what I'm going to do is give myself some dates. Okay, we've got October 10th, October 8th. So I'm going to go October. These are 5, 10. So there's Clara's birthday. And I'm going to use that. And then let's do September. What was it? September 10th. No, wait. October 8th, September 10th was the date of our interview. Okay, so let's see what we get. So now what I'm going to do, this is fun. This is where it starts getting fun for me. Okay, so I'm going to pull out some pixels from beneath using the magic wand tool. And I'm going to click. You see I have this layer beneath selected, but I can't see it. And so I'm going to use these points to guide me of like where I'm selecting. And so I'm going to select these points, click on those points, and then I'm going to just do like an arbitrary thing and get something from the layer below. And I'm going to do that again on this one. Again, I'm using those dates to tell me, let's see, September 10th, October 8th. And again, I've selected on this layer below, and I'm going to grow that selection too and see what we get. Let's do it on this colors too. All right. Stick. And then let's do one of those. And then I'm going to do similar. Okay. So now we're going to start to get something happening. Okay. You guys with me? I don't know who's here. Let's, now I'm going to start to work with these colors. And let's get really into some stuff here. Let's see. Let me make this bigger. Okay. And let's do this. And let's invert that. Okay. And then we're gonna, all right, let me change this so you can see me. Okay. All right, so now I'm just gonna start messing around here with some of these blending modes also. And from right now, it's kind of a, this is where it kind of starts to get like just into the process of figuring it out and seeing what we like. And then I'll go, usually this part, if I'm doing a full piece, is going to take me like, I'd say about 2 hours. I kind of go back and forth. It's really like painting. It's really like doing a digital painting. And yeah, it just gets really fun. And so if I decide that these aren't doing it for me, actually, I like that. So let's go in here, change this up because I like this texture. And so I'm going to bring this up and then if we blend some of these too. Yeah, that's crazy. I like it. And then let's get some of these colors in. And go like that. And so I'm going to start kind of letting some of these layers come through. And this is going to form a really good base. And again, this is a memoryscape. It's I'm making a piece that is combined, you know, I use this algorithm that I've made. Again, I've been doing this like probably about 6 years. And I've really created this algorithm in an algorithm of sorts where I have a way that I'm combining information about people and memories and story, which that textual stuff will come in later in a couple weeks. You'll see how that comes in. And so I'm combining all of this information to create a piece. Let me get back over here. To create a piece that represents a story. And so for this, for the Museum of Dead Words online series, you're going to see this build up over a couple of weeks, 11 weeks through the 11 words. And each week we are interviewing an artist that we've collaborated with. We've commissioned them to do a piece. And so through their story, I'm getting this data. And so I've got birth dates, location of where they live, where they're from, kind of important parts of their story. Everyone's going to have something a little bit different. And so I think that's a good start so that you can kind of see how I've started and what I'm doing. I might work on this week. And then next week is Racism Week. And we are talking with Stephen Montanar. He is a Pittsburgh-based visual artist. He does a lot of installation and multimedia stuff. And so Dialect will be talking with him on Thursday after his live stream on Dialect does a live stream on Tuesday where he'll be digging into the etymology of racism. And then we'll talk with Stephen on Thursday live stream. And then I'll be back a week from today to add Stephen into this piece. And so at the end of 11 weeks, we're going to get a physical piece of work that is a combination of all these artists and their story. And I think some of us might come in, like some of our information might come in too, but yeah, this is a piece I have in progress, and you can kind of see what, I don't know if you can kind of see maybe how what I just did, let me pull that, eventually turns into this, which is a print on metal, and it's going to be layered with story. And so there's some text that comes into these. Let's see if you can see. There's some text that comes into these, and it then gets layered with mixed media. And so I'm going to make a piece. And so I've just shown you a little bit. So please join us. Join me next week, and I'm going to continue. Thank you guys so much for being here. And yeah, we'll see you next week. Thanks for tuning in.